Hello, Potato, and welcome to Weekend Magic for October the 7th, 2024. As you can see on the pin here, there's just 24 more days until Halloween, which means the Happy Hunt for the year has to unfortunately draw to a close reasonably soon. Now we found the things we're looking for the most part, so it was a successful hunt, but it is always sad to see it end, especially as 1 week into October, we've already got massive Christmas displays in a lot of the major stores, which I mean was to be expected. Walmart's whole Christmas section is up, Lowe's is up, and then like Halloween was already like shrinking down a week ago. I didn't look last night, but last week it was already like reducing in some locations, and Christmas had just blown up bigger than Halloween ever had been. And that was to be expected, you know. They put Halloween stuff out in August, which means they're going to put Christmas stuff out in September. This was fully expected. So releases this week, not too much. We did see those advent calendars release on Shop Disney, and sadly, nothing there other than the Lego stuff, which I'm not going to buy through Shop Disney. They had the New Emo calendar, which does look cute, but it's only a 12-day, and I am not a fan of 12-day calendars because I have to buy another calendar to balance it out for the other 12 days. Plus, for $150, I feel like you could have given me 24 things in there. I mean, you get 2 New Emos, so it's not a bad deal, but I feel like we could have gotten 24 days out of $150. They have a Munchlings calendar, which is also $150, and also only 12 days, and I have thus far avoided Munchlings and will continue to do so. The biggest disappointment, of course, was the Droid Factory calendar. I was kind of hoping to do one of those again. I really enjoyed that one last year. Even if it was a little pricey at $70, I think I'd gotten it on sale. So I think I got it for like $50, which was a little better. But sadly, looking at the pictures, because this year they did actually have pictures up when they finally put it up there, which was not at the same time as the other calendars. It does appear to be the exact same calendar as last year. And as much as I enjoyed it last year, I don't want to do the exact same calendar again. So, yeah, we're going to have to pass on that. And we'll find something else. Maybe it'll be Lego against Lego again. Or again, there's the Doorables, there's mini brands. I mean, there's plenty of options. There's Pokemon. There's lots of options out there. Another thing this week, though, which at least to me was a surprise, was on, I think, Wednesday? I remember if it was Wednesday or Thursday, they released, or they did an early release for Disney Plus subscribers. They had some statues. They had one for Nightmare Before Christmas, one for Hocus Pocus, and one for the Haunted Mansion. And these were definitely like collector's statues. They were not cheap. They were I think like $150 to $200, depending which one you picked up. No, I guess the lower end ones were $125 to $200. So I mean, these were nice looking statues, but they're definitely a little higher end than maybe one would have hoped. But I don't remember seeing anything saying they were even coming. I was surprised to see them up there, but they do look nice. Otherwise, nothing big this week. I know next week we have, I think, the Mirabelle dolls coming out. I don't think we're planning on getting that. I think the week after next is Disney Decades, though, and I think there's also going to be a Mickey and Minnie 100 Grand Finale doll coming out the same day as Decades. So this may be the first time Decades will have a waiting room. It just won't be for Decades, it'll be for the Mickey and the Minnie doll. And for the most part, that is going to do it for our Disney content. We're kind of a Disney light week this week, hence the lack of the mouse ears on the light up head. But we are staying in the Halloween theme. We're keeping in the spirit of the season with some Halloween decorations that we picked up that were mostly like, there's 5 items today. 3 of them are not Disney. Indeed, 3 of them are related to each other and are not Disney. And I guess we'll start with those. They're a little bigger than things I normally show in here, which is why you're seeing a little bit more than you normally do get to see. It's also why the overhead light's not on, because it's a little close to the top of the item and it just doesn't look good on camera. I figured we'll just deal with dimmer lights. I don't think anybody would even notice if I didn't say anything. But let's start out with the first one, the one that we got first. This one I guess it's the one my wife picked up first. It's one she insisted we get first. So I guess this would be probably her favorite. And that's, this chunky guy here. He came from Lowe's. He is a trick-or-treater greeter. And does he have a tag on the bottom that says who he is or what he is? I don't think they had names. Let's see, it's from Haunted Living Porch Greeter Pumpkin. So he's a little trick-or-treater, porch greeter. Now, years and years, like literally decades ago, we picked up something that's very kind of similar to this kind of a thing. It was a little bit taller. It was actually a candy bowl. It was from Target during the whatever year they had Friday the 31st as their promotion for Halloween items. So whatever year that was the year we picked it up. We still use him. We haven't the last couple of years. We haven't decorated since 2019. Now 2020, 2021, obvious why we didn't. Last year we didn't decorate. We did throw the light on. We had candy. We were ready for trick-or-treaters. We had exactly one. So, but this year I am going to put some more decorations up. We're going to put this little guy out. We're going to set the graveyard out. I don't think I'm going to go whole hog and set up everything. I mean, maybe once I start doing it, I'll feel inspired to drag everything out, but I only set things up on the day of. And last year we only had the one trick-or-treater, which was kind of disheartening with the idea of setting up Halloween again. But this year, there has been more decoration in the neighborhood, which is to say any at all. So I'm hoping that with more decoration, we'll bring more trick-or-treaters. However, Halloween being on a Tuesday does not really give me a lot of confidence that that's going to be the case. But we'll see. We will see. We're going to decorate some, put the music on, getting our costumes together, justify those rather expensive lightsabers we bought last year by doing some Star Wars stuff. And this little guy will be part of whatever I do end up setting up. I don't know if I'll put him in the graveyard or if I'll put him somewhere separate. But as you can see, he's a little pumpkin head fella. And now the paint job on these is not fantastic up close. There's a lot of paint bleed, and you can see like the brush strokes on the eyes, which actually I kind of like. It gives it that kind of more of a hand-painted look, which means it probably is hand-painted by labor I don't want to think about in a developing country. But I do like this kind of, because it kind of gives it like the way it swirls around here, where like they did the border of the eye first before doing the broad strokes of the eye. I like how it gives it that hand-painted look. Now, whether it actually is hand-painted or not, I don't know. It probably is. Again, by labor, I probably don't want to think too deeply about. But I love the little details on him. He's nice. He's very cute. I love the stem particularly looks, I think, really nice. And they are, I think, unfortunately, they are hollow. So hopefully they will survive from year to year. The one thing with our little skeleton candy dish greeter guy is that he actually, I'm pretty sure, is fairly solid. So he's got like scuffs and chips on him over the years. He has maintained his total shape. One thing I literally just now noticed, I haven't really looked at the back of him before, his little trainers here have little pumpkins on the heels. It's a cute little detail. And I think the painting on the stem is actually quite nice too. And yeah, there's a lot of orange paint bleed around the borders. But I think, in the dark on Halloween, no one's looked that closely at him. He's just going to look cute from a reasonable distance. And it just doesn't bear too much scrutiny up close. But you're not really meant to look at it up close. It is very cute. Did he have a price tag on him? I don't remember. I think they were like 30 or 40 bucks. Does it say? It does not say, but I feel like they were like around $38. Now, he was the first one we bought. We bought him, well, not by himself. We bought other stuff with him, but we didn't buy his friends to start with, but he does have friends. And next, I think we'll do my favorite of the bunch. At least I think he's my favorite, and that's this guy. A little pirate greeter. Let's put you over here more. I was honestly worried these wouldn't all fit on the table, but I think they will. I think we're going to be okay to get them all in here at one time. Maybe not all in shot, but all on the table. See, I like the little skeleton guy. He reminds me the most of the little greeter candy dish thing we already have, because that's the little skeleton guy too. He's not a pirate, but he's a little skeleton guy. And again, lots of nice detail. You can see like the stitching on his eye patch. He's got intentionally broken teeth. These are not damage to him. He actually is, I think, in pretty mint condition. They weren't sold in boxes or anything. They were just kind of grouped in the Halloween section, so people have been knocking them into each other. Some of them were damaged, like we saw some of him with bits of the hat chipped off. He feels like he's potentially the one that's most liable to get damaged, just because we do have so much thin, I guess, resin or plaster, whatever it is, at the top there that can get chipped when it knocks into things. And over years, that's undoubtedly going to happen, no matter how we store him, unless it's in like 3 inches of bubble wrap. He is gonna get some chips and dings over the years. As long as it doesn't get actually, like, you know, anything lopped off, we'll be fine. Please, let's get a little trick-or-treat bag. It's more of a Halloween sack. He's holding a little saber, which is cool. He's got a nice little cape. Any details back here, like on our pumpkin guy? No, not so much. But we have the saber on the side, and the sword is cool. Yeah, I think he's my favorite of them. Just because I like the little skeleton-looking thing going on here. But they are actually a trio. So let's get the third one. Now, this one is not... This one's actually the lightest of the three. And I think he was the last one of them they had that wasn't damaged. They had some that I think were damaged, but they have little werewolf guy. Now, while I don't think he's either of our favorites, because again, he was like the third one picked up, I like the detail. Look at all the sculpt on him, all the fur. They've really done a good job of, I'm sure it's all done in a computer now. It's not like nobody actually sculpted this out of like clay and then made a mold out of it. But I really like the little where it pinches in on the fabric of his overalls. Just all the texture of the hair, the fact that we have this kind of weirdly longer patch here at the back. I don't know what that's meant to signify, but it clearly is intentional. Now he does actually, I just noticed before I started shooting this, he does have a little bit of damage to the eye there. I could potentially touch that up with some white paint. But I think they only had 2 of him left when we picked him up, and the other one was like missing an ear. So he was definitely the best one to choose at the time. Again, very cute. Still not 100% sure what we'll do with them, but they'll probably have to be in the graveyard somewhere. I mean, somewhere where trick-or-treaters can't get too close to them and damage them, because I would like to see them make it more than a single Halloween. Yeah, those are kind of the main focus of tonight. Now, there is a couple other things. One, I do think I'm going to have to clear some room on the table for. So let's evict our trio of trick-or-treater greeters here to make room for the slightly largest item. Okay, with some space cleared, we can look at our last 2 items. One is definitely Disney, one is sort of Disney. We'll look at the sort of Disney one first. And I say sort of Disney because it's not like an official licensed Disney item. And that is this. And no, it didn't actually come from Winco Foods. This actually was something I picked up at the Gold Country Fair last month. I think I showed the booth very briefly in the video, but I didn't focus on it or anything. But I did pick this up. What is, oh, I know what that is. That's not part of, oh, I'll show it though. We stopped at 7-Eleven afterwards because we were quite thirsty, and they had a balloon animal Slurpee float thing, so I picked one up. That's not what this video is about. The video is about what's in the bubble wrap here. I thought it was pretty cool, and it is definitely Halloween themed, and that is a Death Star candy dish. There's probably a specific way this should line up, but get the idea. Yeah, it's a 3D printed Death Star candy dish pumpkin. And I thought, that is certainly a unique thing that I haven't seen before. They said that it has been sealed, so it should not fall apart. I do feel like we have some potential fragility, but it's not super thin. Oh, it actually does say Galactic Armory. That was the name of the booth that made this, so you can probably check them out online and see what other little goodies. It looks like maybe the bottom here things may have gotten a little messy, but you are literally never going to see the bottom when you have it on display. I think that's pretty cool and pretty unique. It's a thing that I haven't seen anybody do before. I'm sure it's on some website to download. I wonder if there's a way, if there's like a particular direction to put this that like seals it a little more tightly along the edge there. I don't think there is, because this doesn't seem to have anything that like sticks out to fill in those spaces, and that's fine. I just thought this was me. I have no idea what I'm going to do. It doesn't seem to sit well that way. No idea what I'm going to do with it. Because I don't really need a candy bowl. I'm certainly not going to put this out where, you know, for trick-or-treaters. But it's very cool, very cute, nicely detailed, obviously, identifiably, even from a distance, the Death Star, and a pumpkin. I'm sure somebody has probably carved a real pumpkin sort of like this, as much as possible anyways. I think you dig too deep and you get past that orange level and it would look weird, but I'm sure there's real pumpkins carved like this. So that's our Disney Light item. It's a Disney-ish item. Oh, that's not good. The lid is now stuck. Watch me destroy the thing before we ever like get through one Halloween. I'm worried about the little trick-or-treaters, and here I am damaging the Death Star. All right, we have one last item. It's our actual Disney item. And I'm actually not sure it's gonna fit on camera. Yeah, I'm gonna have to switch the camera to its widest possible setting, I think. All right, here we go. That's as wide as we can get the camera now. Here is our last item. It is the biggest one. It's the Disney one. It's blow mold ghost Mickey Mouse bat. Sadly, I can't get the camera up high enough to see the face quite right. Let's get it like that. And this is, I think, the first blow mold item I have ever owned in my life. Let's see if we can get this cord out so we can plug it in. So when I was a kid, I am old enough that blow molds were still a thing when I was like really young, but we never actually had any. I don't think we have really decorated the outside of the house for Christmas when I was a kid. We decorated the inside, but not the outside. And I don't think, I could just be filling in blanks, but I don't think my mother cared for blow molds. I think that's part of what it was, is she was not a fan of blow molds. So we never had any when I was a kid. And of course, blow molds fell out of favor for like the 90s and 2000s. They do seem to be making a comeback now. I've noticed a lot of Christmas blow molds already available as well. So yeah, we were looking for the Madame Leota tombstone from Lowe's, and still had no luck on that. I feel like we're not going to have any luck on that. But we did happen to stumble across, I think it was when we were looking, we found some of the trick-or-treaters. We stumbled across this guy. Now, I know there's a mini one as well. Oh, that cord is really, really short. All right, hold on another minute here. All right, I've got an extension cord now. What was I saying? I think I was saying that there's a Minnie Mouse one as well, but we haven't seen her in the wild. If we see her, which seems very, very unlikely, given how close it is to Halloween now and how Lowe's is already switching away to Christmas. If we see her, though, we'll pick her up. But we did find Mickey. They had like 2 left. Naturally, we had to grab him. And again, I think it's the first blow mold I've ever owned in my life. Will it be the last? Who knows? I'm not necessarily enamored with blow mold. Again, I've seen like a bunch of blow mold stuff for Christmas already, and I'm not at this point planning on buying any of it. If I do, I'm sure it'll be in a Weekend Magic video. But we've got ourselves an extension cord now. Let's plug him in and see him in all of his Mickey Mouse glory. And I mean, yeah, that's all it does. I guess, hold on, let's kill some lights. There we go. There's Mickey in all of his glowy glory. Yeah, it's a really short cord on him. I kind of thought there'd be more wrapped up in there than there was, but it works. He will definitely have to go in the graveyard somewhere close to a plug socket, obviously. But I have those old Haunted Mansion light-up tombstones, so he'll probably go in with them. Now, is he gonna take some of the creepiness out of the graveyard? Well, I mean, to be fair, the Haunted Mansion tombstones aren't exactly creepy either, so maybe not too bad. But I wonder if you could replace the lights in him with something a little bit more interesting. I mean, they're just held in with spring clips, so they're meant to like emulate the old incandescent bulbs that would have been in there when I was a kid. That's actually a very interesting bulb. I don't know how well that shows up on camera because it's like the only light source, but I find it very interesting to look at from what I can see. But yeah, just clips in there. So theoretically, I mean, yeah, it just screws in like a normal bulb. So I wonder if you get some other like USB or colored or blinky ones or something to put in there instead to make him look a little more interesting. But I think that the nice retro 70s, 80s blow mold look is pretty cool itself. But that, I think, wraps it up for this week. Got some greeters. We got Mickey. We got the Death Star pumpkin, not officially licensed. And, Halloween's getting close now. Like, what, 3 more weeks? Well, it's 24 days, so yeah, 3 weeks and change until the big day itself. So we'll have at least one more Halloween-themed weekend magic. Maybe two if we're lucky. It just depends on how the world works out. But yeah, these will definitely be things that make it into whatever ends up in the Halloween display out front for Halloween night this year. Hopefully, we'll have some trick-or-treaters to come and see it. So what did you think of these items? Do you like the little trick-or-treater greeters? Which greeter do you think is the best one? I personally think the skeleton. Pretty sure my wife likes the pumpkin, because that is the one that she chose before we decided to buy all 3. And, which one's your favorite? Which one's the least favorite? I will say I think the pumpkin may have like kind of the biggest paint issues. But still, again, from a distance, I don't think it's a problem. And I do think this is really cute. And again, it's a thing I haven't had in my life up to this point. And now I can say I have had at least a blow mold item in my life. So if you found this all interesting or entertaining, if you did, go ahead and give it a like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.